Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. Thank you so much for joining me here today everyone. I hope you are having the most amazing Sunday ever, and today we are building a modern craftsman style family house. I found this image on Pinterest, of course I did, because I tend to go on Pinterest for inspiration, and when I find a house that I really like, then I'll just jump on it and then just work from a reference image. And so I found this on Pinterest and I absolutely fell in love with the style of it, and it's a style that I'm not usually comfortable doing, but this came quite easily to me, especially for the interior of the house, which actually surprised me a lot. But I can't wait to show you, so stay tuned for that. But currently we are working on the exterior of the house, and I'm going to be completely honest, the exterior of the house is very true to the reference image itself. Usually I make a few adjustments here and there to make it my own, and I've done that in a way with the landscaping, but with the actual structure of the house itself I pretty much just stuck to the reference image. There was a few things that I changed here and there, but the colour swatches, for example, are exactly as they were from the reference image. The roofing, like everything is pretty much spot on. So again, something that I'm not used to doing, but I am quite happy with how this one turned out. So you'll have to let me know if you have downloaded this house or if you are planning on downloading this house, what your sort of plans are with it, you know, what families are you going to move in here and things like that. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this one. I really want to make a family and actually move them in here, which is unusual for me. I don't tend to, I've talked about this on the channel before, I don't tend to play The Sims very much. I'm much more of a builder primarily, but I do want to get into it again because it is a very enjoyable game to play. And I think sometimes because I'm building, like not all the time, but when I go in The Sims I am building, and I think sometimes it's hard to kind of come away from that sometimes. Does that make sense? Anyway, so talking about the build, I did add a few things onto the back of this house simply because I did not have an image of the back, and so there were like pieces of roofing sticking out and things like that, so I ended up just putting like a fake chimney in there just to cover up that odd looking part, and then I've created like a bump out on the back as well just to create some more space on the inside of the house, but also to again fix like a slight roofing issue that I noticed at the back. So I took a little bit of a creative liberty there, but of course I didn't know what else to do because the reference image itself, as I've just said, did not show me the back of the house. And sometimes I find that really hard because I think the back of my house, the backs of like most of my houses are quite odd because I have to make them up myself, and I think that just proves that I am not that great at actually thinking in my head about a build. I mean I have done it on the channel before where I've not used a reference image and the builds come out really nice, but with something like this, because I wanted it to be true to the style of the house that I was going for, I think a reference image was pretty necessary, if that makes sense. So the exterior of this house actually took me a little bit longer, I would say, than my average house. I don't know whether it's because of the style of it or whether, I mean, I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that the colour schemes with the exterior of this house are quite muted, and I tend to do quite bright exteriors for my houses, and I think that was throwing me off. And then also I did change lot locations because the lighting here in, this is Newcrest, right? Yeah, Newcrest. The lighting in Newcrest sometimes for houses is okay, but for this particular house it just wasn't working for me, so I ended up changing the lot to a lot in Willow Creek. And I actually had to, because I'm building in a save, which I've been building in for a while. So normally when I get to a point in a save where I've built like maybe say between 10 and 15 houses and or apartments, I'll delete the save and then just start a new one so that it feels fresh. I don't know if anyone else does that or whether that's just a me thing, but that's just something that I do. And I've actually been building in this save for a really long time, and I had to bulldoze my base game Generations house. So if you haven't seen that one, I will link it down in the description below so you can check that one out. But I had to bulldoze that to put this house on that lot, just because I really like the lighting on that lot and I knew that this house would look good there. So I have built there recently, but it's purely because of the lighting. It's not because I can't think of anything. I don't know, it's such a strange thing, because I was initially going to build in Brindleton Bay. So I haven't actually talked about this, but this is my, I believe, 4th house that I attempted to build on this same day, because I just couldn't get anything right and I was getting really wound up with it, and I was just sat there and I had to step away from it, and I'm like, right, I'm getting annoyed, so I'm not gonna produce anything of any quality if I'm getting annoyed with it. And so I had to step back and kind of reassess the situation, find a different reference image, and then start again. So essentially that's what I did. I am rambling on because I always do in my speed builds, and I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm getting like a cold or if I'm just feeling a bit run down. So if I'm sounding a little bit off, I don't know if I'm just feeling a little bit run down. I don't know. So the kitchen in this house, I absolutely love the way the downstairs of this house turned out, and the upstairs, but the downstairs is definitely the selling point for me. But the kitchen, I wanted to go for this really rustic modern look, and we did use the new counters from the new country kit. So if you haven't already got the kit, I am afraid that you will have to replace the counters, but I've only used them once in a speed build, and I really wanted to use them again, especially in this dark swatch, just to see how they would work in a setting like this. And I think they work very well. I really like how this looks, and I just think I left this open archway as well. So obviously I tend to do open floor plans with my builds. However, at the moment I've started to like put archways in, so that, I don't know, like it's closed off but it's still kind of open. It's like my sweet spot, when you close it off but you've got archways instead of doors. I just think it looks better for screenshots, and I think it also works better for gameplay as well, because your Sims have more room. Does that even make sense? I have no idea at this point. I have absolutely no idea. And my stomach is also rumbling because I'm really hungry. So I know I've said that I've been pre-recording a lot. However, I built this house a couple of days ago, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and put the video together. So it's currently Sunday morning, and I'm doing the voiceover, and I'm going to be posting this later on today. So I think I've fallen behind again, which is, it's kind of upsetting, but I suppose it's just the way of life, especially when you've got so many things going on in real life. And I think it's just finding the time to catch up. I want to be in a position where I'm like 2 weeks ahead, so that if for some reason I can't get on to build, then I'm not feeling pressure to get content out. And it's not, I've talked about this before, it's not pressure that anyone is putting on me other than myself, because I want my channel to have content coming out twice a week. I've said Wednesday and Sunday are going to be my speed builds, but obviously I did my bonus video using I did some rooms with bunk beds. I'll also link that down in the description below if you haven't seen that already. That's a pretty good one to watch, because it's something that I don't normally do, is like play around with different room styles and upload rooms to my gallery page and onto SimFileShare. But that is something that I did just because I wanted to see how bunk beds could work in different sort of themes of children's rooms. So I did enjoy doing that one, but because I did that, I think that that's then taken away from me being able to kind of get myself together. I feel like I'm just rambling today. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm still getting a speed build out, that's the main thing. And so I initially wanted to put a little dining room table here, because I realised that this is a family home. So it's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. I don't even know if I've mentioned that, but yes, it's 3 bed, 3 bath. And the bar stools in the kitchen, I believe there are only 2. So I'm thinking in my head, right, okay, so there are bunk beds upstairs, that's 2 Sims, and then there are 2 double beds. So potentially you could have up to 6 Sims living in this house, and we have 2 bar stools in the kitchen. I do apologise for this. However, I do end up removing the dining room table, this little one here, from the room just because I think it was starting to look a bit busy. I think practicality wise it works, but aesthetically, I don't know, it just didn't look right. And so I ended up taking it out and just putting, I can't remember what I put there. Did I put like I did it off camera though. This is the thing, I actually did it off camera because I was messing around with the floor plan that much. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Anyway, this house does have a laundry room. So this is the laundry room here. If you hadn't already guessed, you know, there's a washing machine and a dryer right there. If you've got a keen eye, you might have noticed that we're on the laundry room now. But this flooring is actually from the Get Famous pack. The Get Famous pack. And I really like it because the colour of it is really nice, but it's actually got some like scratches built into it, which I think is a really nice touch. And this, in this house, probably is quite a high traffic area. But I have just realised as well that I've put a laundry room in this house, but the only laundry basket is in the laundry room. So that could potentially be a problem. So if you do move a sim family in here, you may have to put some laundry baskets in the bedrooms, because it's just something that I decided to forget, because I don't tend to put laundry rooms in my Sims houses. For some reason, I absolutely love putting them in, but I always forget to do it. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, we did decide to put a bedroom downstairs, which is something that I've done before, and initially I wanted to turn it into an office, but then I decided actually I could make this into quite a sophisticated either teen or young adult room, or it could even be a guest bedroom, whatever you want to do with it. And I used swatches from the Eco Lifestyle pack on the walls a lot in this house, because what's like the black swatch there, it's got such a nice texture, and the colour swatches are so rich and stunning, and I use them a lot in other rooms too. So you can see the hallway there. I think I decorated the hallway off camera as well. I might be mistaken with that. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember what I did off camera and what I did on camera, but I did remove from the speed build me doing bathrooms, just because if I added me doing bathrooms, this video would have pushed it like way over 20 minutes. And just with the speed build footage itself, I'm just having a look now, it's just short of, I think, 18 minutes right now. So when I do my intro and then my screenshots and things like that, it would have just been too long. And I'll be honest, the bathrooms in this house, one of them's really oddly shaped, and it's really not my best work. It's the main bathroom upstairs, and because of the shape of it, I just could not work out what to put where. And I've just realised we are actually decorating the hallway right now. So bonus, you get to see me doing the hallway. But it's quite strange because I never know what to put in a hallway, but for some reason with this house I'm actually really happy with this one, and it just seemed to come quite easily to me, so I'm not complaining at all. And I used these base game like pictures on the wall in a few different rooms just because I thought it fitted with the vibe of this house. And again, a lot of items from the Eco Lifestyle pack because I wanted to keep it like modern rustic. So the house itself, from the reference image I used on the website, it was actually described as a modern craftsman house. So that's what I'm going to be calling it on my YouTube channel, because it's modern craftsman apparently. I would have gone for more of like a modern farmhouse. However, I think modern craftsman probably fits this a little bit better. So as you can see now, we are working on the upstairs of this house. This is the main bedroom, and you can see that there's an ensuite there as well. As I've just said, you will not see me decorating that, but you are not missing out on anything, I absolutely promise. If I ever think that you're going to miss out on something, I'll put it in the video, but you're really not. You're better off not seeing it, trust me. And again, struggling with bedrooms. If you are a returning subscriber to my channel, then you have been around long enough to know that bedrooms, especially not kids rooms, are my jam. I absolutely love doing kids rooms, but main bedrooms are not. And for some reason, the bedroom downstairs came so easily to me, and I think that looks a lot nicer than this one. So it's up to you. You can. This is only the main It's not even a bathroom, Rachel, it's a bedroom. This is only the main bedroom because it has an ensuite. That's the only reason. If you prefer the bedroom downstairs, you could have that as the master bedroom. It's entirely up to you. You might want to switch stuff around when you download this. I don't know. Anyway, So you will see me struggling. I have trouble with placing items in bedrooms because I feel the need to fill up wall space. And I think my friend April, aka Miss Simrina, I think I talk about her all the time on the channel. In fact, I know I talk about her all the time on the channel, but she's a very, very good friend of mine and the most incredible builder. And I watched one of her speed build videos and she'd mentioned that she does the same thing and she's trying to come away from it. So I think if I started doing exactly the same thing, I think my master bedrooms would potentially be a lot nicer because I'm taking the pressure off. But now we are moving on to the children's room, which is much more my jam. Here we go. So we're using bunk beds in this room because we've now got bunk beds. So you will now be seeing bunk beds in 99% of my children's rooms. I will guarantee it because they are a game changer. They're an absolute game changer. I love them. And you will see here, there's quite muted tones in this room right now, but that very, very quickly changes. So I use these swatches of the bunk beds and then I build the room around these colours, this colour scheme, so with the purple and the orange and the black. And I love it so much. I think this room is so much fun and I wouldn't mind being in this room now, and I'm not a child. I think, yeah, I would live in this room easily. So we're about to change. Here we go, there. So this is the wall swatch we end up using with the carpet, and I just think it looks amazing. And then we do like pops of orange here and there to obviously tie in the bottom bunk, because the top bunk already is tied in pretty much with the wallpaper, but obviously we keep the theme going throughout the room as well with the pinks and the orange. I just love it. Oh my gosh, it's just so much fun, and it might stick out like a sore thumb in this house, but you know what, it's a kid's room. I don't think kids rooms are necessarily supposed to be, I don't know, inclusive of the style of the house. I think they're just meant to be a bit of fun, aren't they? So that's exactly what this room is, and I'm really happy with how this came out, and I so hope you guys are too. And this is not a pack restricted build, so I have gone a little bit nuts with all the packs just because I haven't done one for quite some time, and so I was like, woo, let's just throw that there. But don't worry, I am not going to come away from the pack restricted builds on the channel because I know how much you guys love and appreciate those, and I love doing them too because they test me, and then I end up finding items that I didn't even know existed. Anyway, we're pretty much going to wrap things up today here, guys, but this house is available to download from the gallery. My origin ID, of course, is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description below, so if you'd like to download them from SimFileShare, you are more than welcome to. But thank you so very much for joining me here today, everyone. It really does mean the world to me. I hope you are having and have the most amazing Sunday and the most amazing week. I'll talk to you on Wednesday when I next post a video, and please let me know what you think of this house in the comments below. But thank you again, everyone. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.